Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me today here on my channel. If you're new, my name is Jill and I share all kinds of different things here on my channel. Just whatever I come across and feel like I want to share with others. And today is one of those videos that I wanted to do an introduction for before I started into the actual video. Most recently, I had taken a trip to Kentucky to visit my daughter, and we did various different things around the area while we were there. And one of the places that we had visited was Cave Hill. So if you're watching some of my shorts, you've probably seen little bits of that. I also did a video on Cave Hill that's previously posted if you want to see about that cemetery, which is meticulously taken care of. This video, however, I am going to focus on Eastern Cemetery. And I have to say, it has broken my heart to hear the story of this cemetery and to drive through this cemetery and see the neglect and everything else that has happened there. As I'm going through the footage, I will be telling you a little bit more about Eastern, and I hope it tugs at your heartstrings like it's tugged at mine. And hopefully, as communities, we can come together to help make this better in some way. If there's enough of us that can find out about this, maybe there is more that we can do. There is a volunteer group called Friends of Eastern. I'm going to put those links down below. I'm also going to link a documentary about Eastern that goes into more detail about it, but I will be navigating through that in this video and telling you most of the details that I have found out as well. It is truly, truly heartbreaking. I feel for these families. I'm just horrified at some of the things that I have learned. And it's just something that I really wanted to make others aware of, to let you know that something like this is happening. I didn't even know about Eastern Cemetery before I went to Kentucky and we were doing some exploring. And I don't live there, but my daughter has already volunteered and plans to keep helping to volunteer to see what she can do. And I hope that others who may be in the Louisville area could also look into this and maybe help in some way bring this cemetery back. So without further ado, let's get started on this story. And I hope you guys not only enjoy what I'm bringing you, but if there are other things that you want to hear about on my channel or have me cover, my channel is not just one-sided. It is literally whatever I come across and want to share, whether it's makeup, whether it's meal planning, whether it's locations that I've been to, whether it's something close to my heart. There's going to be a little bit of everything here. So if you're enjoying these videos, I'd love it if you click like and subscribe, and I will be back again to bring you more content real soon. So let's get started. Come with me as we enter Eastern Cemetery, a cemetery I recently found out about that truly breaks my heart hearing the backstory. This cemetery is located right next to Cave Hill Cemetery, which is one that I featured in prior videos. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about that one, it is very meticulously maintained, a total contrast to Eastern Cemetery. Eastern Cemetery literally sits right on the other side of Cave Hill, and Cave Hill actually built a wall because there were so many terrible things happening with Eastern. They didn't want it to impose on their side of the cemetery as well. Eastern was first documented as a burial ground in the 1840s. It also built the first crematorium in Kentucky in 1935. Due to greed and mismanagement of records, there is about 138,000 bodies that are accounted for here, but only about 16,000 graves. Yes, you heard that right. Which means multiple people were buried on top of each other, which is just truly horrific. They also moved the road several times to make new spots to put people. And since it was a requirement to keep all the records, all this is documented. But where all the bodies are and who they belong to is not kept very well. And there are mounds of bones and bodies found all over the place, which is truly heartbreaking. They would just keep reburying over graves in order to make more money. There was even a story from the late 1800s that some of the grave sites were only buried 10 to 14 inches deep, and that hogs would come in and dig up the bodies, which is truly horrific. I can't even imagine people going through something like this. In 1989, when proof of widespread grave abuse was discovered, it went to court and everything, but nobody ended up being held accountable for it. This you can find some more information in the documentary that I'm going to be posting a link to down below. It sat untouched and uncared for over 2 decades, which meant that there was a lot of parties going on, a lot of vandalism on top of the parties. The headstones started to crumble and the grounds became overgrown. There was even such horrific things as people taking the brass nameplates and selling them for a profit. And they would get into the crematory and empty out the ashes and move the urns. I couldn't believe my ears when I was listening to some of this, that how in the world could something like this happen to somebody's loved ones? It is also known that they would resurface and resell the headstones, which is something that I found out could actually be done on site, so they wouldn't even have to send the headstone out. They would just keep a record of who was being visited and who was not, and then they would act accordingly. The building you see here was the Wake House, and it was designed by Charles Clark and Arthur Loomis in 1891. In 1895, it was built, and this was a place for visitation for loved ones when it was starting to move outside the homes and living rooms where they used to hold the wakes. This is what this building is for. In the winter, they would use it for storage time, and there has been some restoration done on this building. Something else that is truly disturbing that I found out is that different bones were found in inappropriate areas. And these areas included places such as toolboxes, glove compartments. Some were stuffed into fast food bags. They were found in shallow graves. All this abuse has been done since the 1920s, and reuse began in the records as early as 1858. The officials that resigned were charged with 60 counts, including abuse of corpses, but there was never any legal consequences. Yes, let me say that again. There was never any legal consequences for what they did. How is this even possible? How can a community not come together and find some justice for this? Now, unfortunately, a lot of these people that were solely responsible initially are no longer with us, which they can't be held accountable for, obviously, at this time. But it's heartbreaking and it's unfair that all these families have to come in and see these grave sites like that or not even know where their loved one is buried. I mean, can you even imagine? This one really tugs at my heartstrings. It's just something that I cannot understand how it was let go like it was. And I had so many varying emotions driving through here. And like I said, there are areas that have been cleared and they try to keep it cleared the best they can, but this is all volunteer work. March 2013 is when the volunteers came together to try to make a difference. They call themselves Friends of Eastern, and they do cleanup days. And this is a wide, diverse group of either relatives, preservationists, historians, residents in the neighborhood wanting to make a difference. And God bless these people for all that they do, because it is truly incredible work, giving their time to try to bring some peace to the loved ones that are buried here and those who come and to visit them. They also have a monument conservator named Jonathan Appel, who has held workshops on how to properly restore the headstones as to not cause any more damage to them. If you are wanting more information, I will have the links below about how to volunteer and a little bit more about this group. They also have a Facebook group that you can find them on and follow them and know when their next cleanup days and everything are going to be. Andy Harpel is the one who takes care of this organization and runs it. It is a 503c3 nonprofit volunteer group, and their main goal is just trying to restore and maintain the cemetery, which I think is amazing work. My daughter, who goes to school out in Kentucky, when we found out about this cemetery, she contacted them to volunteer and has already been out there one Sunday to give them a hand, and she plans to arrange for more time to go out and help as well. And this isn't a girl who's originally from Kentucky. She's just out there going to college, and she saw a need to help the community, and she's jumping in to make a difference. And I think that's what we all need to do. Unfortunately, I'm not in the Kentucky area, so I'm not able to do the volunteer work that way, but it certainly tugs my heartstrings, and I want to get this out to the public so maybe more people could pitch in and help that may be in the area and maybe make some kind of difference. If everybody is working together, what a difference it can make for this cemetery, just getting it cleaned up and restored again. They have already done so much. I give them a lot of credit for the work that they have already accomplished here. There are also veterans buried here as well, and this is from every American war, such as the Mexican-American War to Vietnam. And they should be respected and cared for just like everybody else, and have the dignity in death as they had in life. It's just, I just can't even put into words how upsetting this is. I wanted to read a little poem that I thought was fitting for this. It's called To Honor You by Connie Kiefer Bird. To honor you, I get up every day and take a breath and start another day without you in it. To honor you, I laugh and love with those who knew your smile and the way your eyes twinkled with mischief and secret knowledge. To honor you, I take the time to appreciate everyone I love. I know now there is no guarantee of days or hours spent in their presence. To honor you, I listen to music you would have liked and sing at the top of my lungs with the windows rolled down. To honor you, I take chances to say what I feel and hold nothing back. Risk making a fool of myself, dance every dance. You are my light, my heart, my gift of love from the very highest source. So every day I vow to make a difference, share a smile, live, laugh, and love. Now I live for us both, so all I do to honor you. I'd like to add another poem as well. There was a couple that touched me when I was looking through them. This one is called He Is Gone, Remember Me by David Harkins. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that is he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and lose your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you could do what he would want, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. And one more I'd like to add on, just to help bring some comfort to those that may have lost someone in their life. I have not gone by unknown. You think I've gone, that I am dead, and life has lost its will. But look around, I am right there, living with you still. I watch your tears, I feel your pain, I see the things you do. I weep as well each time you cry, my soul, it lives with you. It gives such joy to hear you laugh and do the things you do. And when you smile over bygone days, I smile right there with you too. For we're still just one, just you and me, one mind, one soul, one being, walking forward into life through only you are seen. And in the stillness of the night, when the pain it really starts, stretch out a little with your mind and draw me to your heart. For I am always right in there, always by your side. For you have been all my life's days, my joys, my love, my pride. I want to take a moment to thank all of you for coming along through this walk and ride in this cemetery that has been neglected for far too long. My heart is truly breaking for the families that are going through this experience and have in the past as well, and for future generations to come. I truly hope that some kind of resolution will come around for all of you. However, I do want to say thank you to the Friends of Eastern's volunteers who are out there making a difference. What an incredible thing that you are doing for your community and for these families. I think it is a wonderful thing, and I think that you deserve to be recognized for all your hard work and efforts. Because as you can see going through, there are many parts that have been taken care of. And I know in the summertime, it's also difficult to try to keep up on it with only a short amount of time and volunteer hours to use. So I just want you to know that we hear you, we see you, and I hope more people become aware of this in their community. And if you live in the area, perhaps you could reach out to this organization and find out how you can give a helping hand to make a difference for these families and bring your community back. And just to have the cemetery look as good as Cave Hill does right next door, because everybody deserves that dignity. Nobody deserves to be forgotten or set among weeds as you see here. It's just absolutely heartbreaking, and I couldn't come back to Florida and not share this story. And it sits heavily on my heart and mind, I can assure you of that. And I know that good work is going to continue to be done here because there are still good people in this world. And those that, do these horrible things, karma is a true thing. It's going to come around and get you. Peace be with these families. I truly, truly feel for you.